You're listening to Sip and Grow the podcast, the show where we taste awesome, delicious wines while having unfiltered conversations about our passions, experiences, struggles, entrepreneurship, and life. My name is Nicole Di Pasquale, and I'm a wine enthusiast just trying to pursue her passions and dreams while taking you on the journey with me, one episode at a time. My ultimate goal is to not only bring you wine knowledge and value, but also inspire you to enjoy your process and journey in pursuing your passions and dreams. Because guess what? The person you become while enduring the process is more important. So sit back, grab a glass, and let's sip and grow together. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sip and Grow the podcast with me, your host, Nicole Di Pasquale. So today we're actually going to drink a wine that I have posted a couple of times on my stories. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I've drank this multiple times. I've just never reviewed it on here, and I was like, let's bring it on the show. Let's do a little review. Let's open a bottle. Let's drink some wine, as per usual. So this one is called Cannonau di Sardegna. Cannonau is basically Grenache. So Cannonau is a grape in Italy, which is Grenache grape. As most people know, Grenache is very popular in like red blends from France in Rhone, like the Chatuneuf du Pape. They use a majority of Chatuneuf du Pape in France is made of the Grenache grape. And the grape is actually very popular now in like California as well, where it has great success in France and in the United States and California. But most people don't know that it's also very successful, and it's like one of the most popular grapes in southern Italy in Sardegna. So this specific producer, they're called Sela and Mosca. So Mr. Sela and Mr. Mosca, they're two guys, two regular Italian guys they were from Piedmonte. They are from Piedmonte. And one of them, I believe Mr. Mosca, is an attorney, and the other guy, Sela, he was just like his friend, and they were just, one day they were like, you know what, let's buy a vineyard, because why not, you know? I wish I could wake up one day and just be like, hey, let's buy a vineyard, but we're working towards, not a vineyard, but maybe like, you know, produce some wine here, label one day. A vineyard is a lot of work, just FYI. I've seen what you need to do to own a vineyard, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of farming involved. But anyways, it's still cool nonetheless. These two guys went to Sardegna one day, and they saw this beautiful estate, which, mind you, this estate they bought is not like a little tiny estate. No. It actually is one of the largest estates in Europe. And they were like, yeah, let's buy this, because this land looks like it is gonna make really good grapes. Like the vines are gonna thrive here. And they were right, because they bought this huge estate. It's about 650 hectares. And it's one of the most renowned wine estates in Europe. So just FYI, if you look up the pictures, it's actually really, really pretty. And they made their wine label, and now they're making wine. So Sardegna is in southern Italy, and the area of where they're located, it's called, like the region there is called Nurra, I believe. So it's like a flat region in southern Italy, in Sardegna. And one thing that I can tell you about Grenache is that the Grenache grape literally thrives in hot Mediterranean climates. It it's just like the sunlight. When the sunlight hits the grapes, it just, you know, gives them the perfect amount of sunlight for the grapes to ripen as much as they need to ripen to reach the optimal ripeness. I don't know how many times can I say ripe in one sentence. No, but honestly, like the sunlight, the Mediterranean like climate for the Grenache grape is the perfect and ideal situation for the grapes to thrive, because they reach optimal ripeness in that climate to create the perfect, beautiful Grenache wine that you can create from those grapes. So you're ultimately getting the best of the best from those grapes in that environment. And that area, that it's a flat region where the state is located, and the soil there is very calcareous, clayey, and like that just means that it has very good drainage system, but also retains water. So like it's just a perfect combination for the grapes to have everything that they need to thrive. And like I said, the southern part of Italy, they're known to have hot, dry climates, and that is where Grenache thrives. They thrive in hot and dry climates. So I'm excited to try this wine because this is probably one of my favorite. I have a lot of favorites. It's terrible. It's a terrible problem to have. But I love whenever I go to like a restaurant that's from southern Italy. If they have a lot of like wines from Sardegna, this is my go-to wine whenever I go. And this is actually a 2020 reserve. Usually, if it's in the Italian like categories, remember how we have like 4 categories in Italy, and the top one is DOCG, and they'll have like a label up here. This one's actually from the second top category called DOC, but they don't have the little thing up here, but it does say on the bottle, Denominazione di Origine Controllata. So it is a DOC wine, so that means it's second in the top tier system out of the four places that you can have. This is in the second placement of that category. So it's top quality and it's controlled. Let's go ahead and open it and taste it. I'm excited because this wine it usually tends to be on the like medium bodied side of things, and you do have like, it is on the, I mean, every red wine is dry unless you get like a semi-sweet wine. But it does tend to have like almost like that same reaction you get when you drink a Chianti, like kind of like the tannins are kind of hit your throat and you're like, ugh. But I like that. I know not everyone does. But let's go ahead and try this. I got it at Doris. It's an Italian market called Doris. I don't know if they sell this producer in Total Wine. I'm going to look that up for you. If not, I will definitely find a link where you can buy this wine. But if you do have a Doris around you, that's where I got this wine, and it was $17. So again, good price point. Not a bad price point at all. So immediately in pouring the wine, the color that it's giving is almost like a garnet red, which usually when it's garnet red, this is a 2020 vintage, so it is on the older side, but I think it's perfect to drink right now. So it's 4 years old. And remember, the vintage is when the grapes were picked and harvested that year. So this was probably bottled in 2021. I don't know if they say that on the bottle. Sometimes they do, but just based off of my experience, they usually bottle it the year after. Sometimes they let it sit a little longer. It just depends on how the wine comes out. Sometimes they'll let it sit a little longer in the barrels, but usually they'll bottle it a year after or a year and a half after. But again, this is a 2020 vintage. That means that the grapes were harvested in 2020. and we are in 2024, so it's about 4 years old. We love that. So it's a garnet red color. So it's showing its age a little bit, because usually when it's like a garnet red, that just means that it's aging nicely, aging like fine wine. Oh, so immediately I'm getting like red fruit notes, like cherry. I even like dark red fruit notes, like I don't want to say, I mean a little bit of plum, but it's more, it's like very strong on the cherry notes. I'm even getting like chai, chai, and even like cinnamon, like the cinnamon stick note, and a little bit of star anise. Yeah, so tannins are present, not as intense as like the tannins in like a Chianti, but still very intense. Medium bodied, like I would say it's dry, but it's like very tannic wine, so it lingers on your tongue and then it goes down, and then it almost like you feel the aftertaste a little bit. If you like those kind of like intense tannic wines, I would definitely try this one. I think this is a lot softer than the Chianti Classico, so like this is a good option if you're looking for something a little bit less harsh. I personally love this type of wine. I just don't know if I like this producer's. Like I think I've had a better Cannonau di Sardegna than this one. Like this one's okay, it's not bad. It makes me sad because I really liked the estate and like wanted to go visit it, but like I don't know if it's because maybe like this bottle, maybe like air got into it and it's not as good as like it's supposed to be. It's not bad. It's not bad. We're being a little harsh, but like I would say out of 10, I would rate this wine based off of like other ones that I've tried that are the same grape varietal, same wine from the same region, just a different producer. I would say this is, in my book, like a 7.9 out of 10. I just feel like I've had better Grenaches from this region than this one. So it might just be like this bottle or this producer is not my favorite. But for me, it's a 7.9 out of 10. It's still not a bad, it's not a bad wine. It's not a bad price point. It was $17. So if you want to go ahead and try it, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have the same reaction. Not my favorite, but you know, I'm still gonna drink it. I still don't think it's terrible. But there's other producers that I would choose before this one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys look up the estate because it's really, really pretty. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Cheers.